and welcome to Your Coaching Journey, a podcast for doctors about coaching. Whether you're a coaching doctor, a doctor who is learning to coach, or a doctor who'd like to build coaching into your professional life, then this is the podcast for you. Hello, I'm Tom Dillon, and with me today is my co-host and business partner, Helen Leathers. Good morning, Helen. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you.
Good.
How are you?
I'm very well. Very pleased to be talking to you face to face.
Likewise.
Rather than online, which is a little bit of a teaser for what we're talking about today.
What are we talking about?
Today we're talking about coaching face to face or online.
Excellent.
I know no more than that because you've planned this one.
Yes. Yeah, I just thought it would be a nice conversation to have because we do get asked sometimes about the difference and what we prefer and that kind of thing.
And interestingly, when we met, you were very much an online-y sort of person, and I really wasn't. Yeah. I didn't do any stuff online. I think I'd had a couple of supervision sessions with someone who was down in the south somewhere, who we met online. And I think I'd done some supervision myself for someone, again, who was down south. So that was online. But all of my coaching clients were local and face-to-face. So that was an interesting concept for me, for you to be going, oh, well, I'll just do it on Zoom.
Yes.
Oh.
Well, partly because I had to, because I moved in with you and I was out of my area.
To be fair, you had been to Thailand for 3 months the basis of contemplating whether to be a digital nomad.
That is true.
So, It wasn't just, you can't blame me for it.
No,
I had just me.
I mean, I'd worked on Skype, if you remember that, cast your mind back. So yes, I'd started using Skype for work a few years before. I started using Zoom in 2016.
Yeah, and interestingly, something else that came up when we met was you did sessions that were just an hour long. And I had always done 90-minute sessions. And that was just because the organisations that I had worked for, they had all said, oh, well, we'll pay you this much for a 90-minute session. So I thought, okay, well, that's how long coaching is. It's 90 minutes. That's how long it has to be.
Interesting, isn't it?
And then you came along and went, oh, no, I need to do an hour. Oh. Yeah, so now I still do hour and a half sessions. I enjoy my hour and a half sessions, but I also do an hour long.
1 hour sessions.
Yeah. And quite often it is a little bit of a monetary thing. Because if people don't want to pay too much, they go, yeah, okay. It'll be an hour.
Yeah. And that's a good flex, isn't it?
Yeah.
If someone wants coaching but can't quite afford
the
90 minutes, it's a good flex to have, isn't it? So, yes. And then 2020 happened.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that was...
What happened in 2020?
Well, everyone started going online for some reason.
Yeah, and that was obviously a big change for me because all of my face-to-face, well, as for most people, all of my face-to-face work just ended. People said, no, we're not doing that anymore. And really, that was the reason why our transformational coaching diploma exists in the form that it does.
Yes.
Because the original concept, the original pilot was in person in a hospital. That wasn't going to happen, was it?
No.
So then I was scrambling to how do I keep this piece of work alive? Obviously, it had to be mothballed for a while, but I came back with here we go, we can do it online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't give my clients much choice. I phoned them up and said, that workshop we're doing face to face, it's going on to Zoom now.
Yeah.
And so it's interesting how things have evolved.
Yeah, and I think fairly quickly I had started to run practice coaching sessions for the coaching network that we had.
Yes.
And so, look, it's going to be free, Wednesday evening, 2 hours practice coaching. Come along. I think it's very popular.
Yeah, and that's very much about supporting them through that difficult time.
But also a great way for me to get to grips with Zoom, being online, seeing how that worked. So very much cut my teeth in that online world by running those sorts of free events for people.
Yeah. And of course, our conference that we had planned for 2020, which was meant to be in person, we took that online as well.
That was funny. So the organizer, the venue that we booked the in-person conference for, I had a conversation with them saying, obviously it can't happen now, so we'd like a refund. They said, no, we're not giving refunds.
Are you cancelling?
If you cancel, we keep the money. I was going, okay, well, I won't cancel because you're going to have to cancel. And within a couple of weeks, they came back and said, oh yeah, we're cancelling this.
Yeah.
So they didn't get any more business from us. When it all came back, we didn't choose them again.
It was tricky, wasn't it? Nobody really knew what they were doing at that point, though, did they?
No.
But
we digress a little.
We've gone off track a little bit, but we did then, as you say, got really well practiced at working online in groups, running that conference, running practice coaching, and you've rolled out the training course. And obviously our coaching clients all 100% went online. So I would just like to say, I don't think one is necessarily better than the other. I think they're just different.
Well, I would say that I'm a better coach in person than I am online. And I think because I read people better when I can see all of them. So I can see the change in posture. I can see if their foot starts tapping.
Yeah.
And there's just a human connection face to face that just isn't there online. I get on well with people online, but there's something about, I don't know, the chemistry of being in the same room with someone. There's something happens in the room that changes things.
Yeah, and I was just going to ask you, actually, what do you like best about working in that face-to-face environment?
It's really inefficient. That's not what I like best. The counter argument is it's really inefficient. So this Monday I was, what day is it today? It's Monday, isn't it? Last Monday I was, we've been away on holiday, came back for a week, got back on the Sunday. I was due in Coventry at 8:00 on Monday morning.
In person.
So, and it'd been flooded. It rained whilst we were away on holiday. So everywhere was flooded. So suddenly I was scrambling to get to Coventry for 8:00. So leaving the house 40 minutes earlier. So that's really inefficient, isn't it?
Yeah.
I could have just switched my computer on, rolled out of bed, gone online at 8:00. Perfect.
Yeah.
So I find it very inefficient, which is a little bit annoying, but I love it. I wouldn't want to stop coaching people face to face. I just like people. I like being in their company.
Yeah, we're both very much people.
Yeah.
And so for our conferences now, we do one in person a year and one online.
Yeah.
And that allows obviously although we do have some people fly into the UK for our in-person conference, it does allow the people who are
flying in from
afield.
Italy this year, someone from Malta.
Yeah. But the online one is a little bit more practical for those who are that bit further away.
Yeah. Tell you what else I don't like about online and the difference between face-to-face and online. The way meetings, the way coaching, the way it all ends. It's very much people just get offline. They just go, okay, bye then. It's almost like, there's almost like a rush to get off the call. Which face-to-face, you'd stand up, you'd shake hands, whatever you're going to do as you walk, they walk you out.
Yeah.
Love to see you. See you next time. Thanks for the coffee. All of that. Still in just the topping and tailing of the...
I've never really thought about it, and I don't think I rush at the end of my coaching sessions.
I don't rush. I just think other people do. I think if you're I have clients, obviously, that work in the NHS who are used to being on Teams meetings and everyone just goes, goodbye then. And it's almost like they do rush away. It's a strange phenomenon.
Well, I say that's not something I've experienced.
No. So what do you like about being online?
About being online? I do like the efficiency of it.
Yeah. I can't argue with that. It is definitely efficient.
Yeah. And for me, previous experience of working with people, I'd worked with people in Ireland, I'd worked with people in Japan, actually, and in America before I started coaching, and done that through Skype. And I just love that we can connect with people all across the globe.
Yeah.
Time zone allowing. And, you mentioned we've just been away on holiday, but it wasn't a true holiday. We had a bit of a working break and we were able to continue working whilst we were there.
Yeah.
And that flexibility is just great. I think one of the challenges potentially for working online is the transition period. So if you've mentioned there, people were having back-to-back meetings, when you meet in person and perhaps you go then from one coaching session to another, or one coaching session to a training, or one coaching session to the gym or going home, there's a natural transition of, like you say, walking to your car, getting to the next place, perhaps putting some music on. If we're sitting in back-to-back meetings, which I don't think are a good idea anyway, where's the transition? So we might go from one, heated team call into a coaching session where a different energy is needed. And I think ensuring that you have a good buffer between your online meetings is really, really essential.
Yeah.
Even if it's 5 minutes where you get up and move your body, go outside and get some fresh air, whatever you need to do to move out of one headspace into another. I think that's really, really important.
That's a good point. I find that the people are less respectful of the space as well online.
Yeah.
So I think people get interrupted more online. People will poke their head around the door and that sort of thing. Whereas if you're in a meeting in an office, people tend not to disturb you.
Yeah, that's true. And I think that is a really important aspect of contracting with the coachee.
But often it's not them. It's just, people just will walk in and do whatever they do.
Yeah.
And someone's online and they don't really notice or care. Or it's like...
You do also get interrupted a lot more by pets.
Yes.
I've noticed that when people are working from home or having coaching at home, the dog tends to make an appearance, or the cat.
Although you can't get bitten online, so that's
true.
Good. Yeah.
Yes, I was interrupted once by a parrot.
Yeah.
With an online client.
What did it say to you?
It just started squawking, and I was thinking, what? I didn't know that they had a bird, and I was like, what's that noise? And, oh, sorry, that's the parrot, and she's getting jealous because I'm talking to you. And so that was interesting. Yeah. I think in terms of our coaching, there are some things that we need to consider, apart from making sure you're not distracted or disrupted, is just being aware of where our eye gaze sits on the screen and how we use. So it's a practical, technical thing that we want to make sure that we are sort of square on to our coachee. If you've got your Zoom screen so that it's on gallery view so you can see yourself, most people tend to look at themselves. They're wondering what their hair's doing and things like that. I think you need to have
You're talking about me again.
I just think generally people are drawn to their own image.
It's like people in the gym. I've noticed people in the gym very much
looking at themselves in the mirror.
Yeah, well, I'm taking photos of it. Like guys in the changing room have got their shirt off, taking photos of themselves in the mirror of how they look. It's just become a very weird thing.
It is weird.
I digress. Carry on.
Yes. So I think in terms of a tip for our coaches, having it on speaker view, so it's just their coachee takes up the full screen, you're much more likely to get your eye gaze right, so you're looking more towards the camera.
Yes.
And therefore look like you're looking at them more.
Yes. In addition to that, a refining of that, being on speaker view is great. You are able to make the image smaller. So by taking the whole of Zoom down a notch, so making the whole of Zoom app smaller and moving it up towards the camera will take you even closer. If it's big and you're looking at the middle of the screen because that's where their eyes are, you're still looking down away from the camera.
Yeah, but then
move it up.
You miss out on the body language because the screen's too small.
It's the same image, it's just smaller.
Yeah, it is. But
put your glasses on.
That's what your granddaughter said to me the other day when I was reading to her. Put your glasses on, Helen. So, I think...
I was dancing with someone yesterday who said... and did this strange thing coming towards me. And I said, I wasn't sure whether you wanted to dance with me or not. And she said, I haven't got my glasses on. I can't really see you. I said, great, well done.
Did she want to dance with
you?
you?
Just a vanity thing. And she said, no, just they get in the way when I'm dancing.
Well,
she did want to dance with me. We had a very nice dance, but without her glasses. I said, well, you don't, actually, now you're with me, you don't need your glasses.
Yeah.
It will all be fine. Carry on.
You've digressed again.
I'm in one of those moods today.
You are, aren't you?
Yeah. Carry on.
Now,
See how far we get.
One thing you definitely can't do online is walk-in coaching.
People have tried.
Yeah.
I had someone,
it's
it
not
wasn't a
good.
coaching session, but someone did take me for a walk with them whilst we talked about a business idea. It was an awful experience for me. I think she was fine with it.
I've had that
But-
too. And
Stop it.
they were in the middle of nowhere and signal kept cutting out and we just have to give
This
up.
just was just annoying that they were walking and talking and just... I can't even tell you what I found annoying about it, but I did find it very annoying. I think, just sit down and have a conversation with me. Am I not important enough just to devote 20 minutes to talking and just not doing something and not multitasking?
Yeah, and I think that's what it is when you're not walking and they're walking, whether it's on video phone or regular phone, it feels like they're distracted.
Yeah.
And you're there, present for them, and it feels like they're distracted.
Yeah.
Because they're doing something
I've
else.
done some walking coaching on the phone, not video, but on the phone. Just like they've been out walking, I've been out walking. And there have been times when I've had to stop in a gateway or something and just, I need to stop and think.
Yeah.
The walking is now getting in the way of my thinking.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's different, isn't it?
So I think if you want to do outdoors walking coaching, you need to be with the person, really.
Yes, I think
because it just gets in the way otherwise.
Back to being online, on screen. What else about on screen do we need to think about?
Well, one of the things practically that I think people don't realise, and we see it a lot because we observe a lot of coaching practice on the course and in our coaching practice sessions, is when someone gives lots of verbal affirmations like that.
Yeah.
So you're being a little bit annoying now. So we might do that, not quite as extreme as you're doing, in a face-to-face conversation. We might have more ahas and go, like there's verbal affirmations.
Yeah, although I think even face-to-face, and it may be something, I've not stopped to think about this, it may be because of that online experience, but I find face-to-face now, I do it a lot less.
Me too, yeah.
I think I do it less. I might never have done it, but I use a lot of non-verbal nodding, smiling, that sort of thing, but not a lot of verbal stuff.
Yeah, and let me just explain why for people who are listening, because when
Why I do it?
why it's annoying online, because there's something about the way the sound is processed on Zoom. So when you're watching Zoom and you've got a group of people, and when someone speaks, their square gets highlighted, so they get their ring around it. If you've got a coachee talking and you go yes or the sound comes to you. So there's only one way that sound can come through. I don't know the technical term for this, but it almost comes across as an interruption, and their sound gets cut off. So for a millisecond, you can't hear what they're saying. So it's very disruptive. And as I say, we probably notice it more because we're observing. But yeah, it's just very strange. So I think we need to reduce the amount of verbal affirmations.
I think you're right. I don't know about the technicalities of it, but I certainly think that it's very easy to get it wrong and to come in with something when the other person is still talking, still thinking, and they're not sure whether you're coming in because of the whole delay thing. And
I think you have to pause for longer. So I always say to people in our courses, if you think you need to pause longer. So wait and then wait some more before you say anything, because it could be they're still thinking and you can't always be as clear as if you're in person. It could be that there's a slight delay on the sound online. Or it could be because they've just frozen for a fraction of a second. So you need to leave those pauses a little bit longer so you really ensure you don't interrupt. And still sometimes it can happen where your sound clashes. So I think that's something to consider. Also, I think where you need to speak less, you also need to move ever so slightly more.
yes.
So if you're really, really still as the coach and holding that stillness for the space, you can look like you've frozen.
Yeah. I know people are expecting to a certain extent that someone might freeze.
Yes.
So when someone is still, they go, are you still there? You still here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think you're right. And I think I am. I've noticed me being more animated facially in coaching in real life, whereas I think I used to sit still. So when I first started coaching, I had some feedback from this. I was doing this practice coaching session, and this coach said, yeah, when you're not smiling, you look really miserable. So thanks for that. I thought, how rude. That's just my face. So I thought, what's the point of giving me that feedback? Because I can't do anything about my face. But actually now I am much more animated. I smile more. Because I don't want people to think I'm miserable. So yes, so that is something that I am conscious of doing, but probably do more now from having had the online experience.
And I don't think we want to be moving ridiculously animated on screen.
I attended a webinar once where this guy who was in India, he was like this high-flying executive coach that was being touted as this, he's great. But he constantly moved. He's going, just like he's never stopped moving. I'm not sure why you're saying this guy's a good coach. Just the fact he's doing that makes him ineffective, because people are going to find that strange.
Yeah. But a little bit more nodding, maybe shifting your weight, or, from one side to the other. Just to make sure that your coachee knows you are still there and you haven't frozen.
Good tip.
One thing I would say is I think there's an element of safety that needs to be considered when we're coaching. And, well, I mean, back in the days when Zoom first started, you did have to be careful because people would Zoom crash, wouldn't they?
They would.
But I think when you're working, particularly as a woman, if you're meeting clients, you need to ensure that you are safe. Obviously, there's the cost of hiring a room, potentially, which is another thing to consider. But wherever you meet someone, you need to ensure that you're safe, and you overcome that element a little bit when you're on Zoom, because you're not meeting up with a stranger in the first instance, in person, with that uncertainty. So I think that it does help with the safety aspect.
Oh, and it does, you mentioned it there, it does get away from having to think about where you're going to meet them. If you don't have your own office, obviously that, you could invite people to your office, but that's obviously ineffective for them to have to come to your office. But yes, other than that, if you don't have your own office, then where do you meet? Yeah.
Well, you might rent a room.
Yeah.
But equally, if you've got a room at home, an office at home, do you want someone coming into your home? Yeah. So I think that there are costs to online technology, but I think it's going to be less than if you are hiring a room somewhere and you've got that safety aspect of it as well. So I just wanted to mention
obviously, if you're coaching within organisations, they may well have rooms for you to use, or they might be prepared to hire a room as part of the coaching contract.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we've covered lots of things, looking at, where your eye gaze is on the screen, pros and cons of online and in person. I'm going to ask you this then, because I asked ChatGPT about the difference between coaching online and coaching face to face, and it came up with this concept. So I'm interested to know what you think. AI is often wrong. Physical presence amplifies emotion. Digital presence amplifies thinking. Discuss.
Yes, rubbish, isn't it?
That's what I thought. What's that all about?
No idea.
So if you ask
ChatGPT, well,
if you ask AI about this, it's got some very strange ideas. Yeah.
I think face-to-face amplifies human connection.
Yes.
That in a way you can't really replicate online.
Yeah.
It is just human connection. It's just being in the same room with someone.
Yeah. There's definitely a different energy to that.
Yeah.
So if people are wondering what they might want to do, try both. I think what's really interesting is we've gone from both starting out face-to-face to going online, and our coaches that we're training now are going to have the reverse experience.
Yeah. Yeah, because all my initial training was face-to-face.
Mine too.
And like I say, I was very resistant to being online coaching. I wouldn't have, I think back before COVID, people expected you to be face-to-face, and I wouldn't then have suggested, let's do it online, unless, different time zone or a different part of the country or something. But for the most part, I was happy to travel to be face to face. Still happy to travel to be face to face, but recognise. So the guy that I travelled to last Monday, the previous session we'd had, he'd got his timings wrong. Said, look, I've only got an hour and I've got to do it earlier. And I said, well, let's do it online then. And I kind of he was changing the goalpost. But well, that's fine. We'll just do it online. So it's there as a...
It offers that flexibility, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, but interestingly now, we both do both.
Yeah.
So it's not we've both gone online and that's how we work. We're both happy to do both.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I say I will always want to be in front of someone.
Well, hopefully that's given our listeners something to think about.
I'm sure it will have. So thank you very much for that. Enjoyed that conversation.
Thank you.
Next time on the podcast, we will be talking about some psychological concepts.
Some psychological concepts. Okay.
Transference and projection and technical stuff.
Parallel processing.
That sort of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Sounds very techy, doesn't it?
It
Parallel
does.
processing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But not that.
Well, I look forward to
technical in a different way.
Excellent.
Good. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you. Bye
Bye
for now.
This has been a Monkey Pants Productions podcast.